Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Final Assessment podcast about evil. I'm Jean.
I'm Victoria.
Today, Season 2, Episode 2, A is for Angel. Like this one a lot.
Yeah.
I really like this one. I didn't know this. I learned something. Priests, much like law students, have to go through moot court. Priests have to go through moot confessionals. They practice confessing to each other. But they make up wild stories to test their reaction.
Yes.
It's very interesting. I don't know if this is true. I imagine it is. I just never really thought about it. But I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny, too, when I realized, because you see David, and you see he's doing confession, and then it kind of pans out, and you realize it's a class.
Well, he's doing confession. You realize, this doesn't make any sense. But they have a new case. David has to leave because he has a new case.
Yeah.
A man who is claiming, his name is Raymond Strand, he is claiming to be possessed by an angel.
An angel.
An angel, the Archangel Michael, actually. So not just any angel, the Archangel Michael. And you talk about discernment. Well, how do you know it's an angel? Well, because this angel is telling Raymond to do things that seem consistent with a servant of God, like go work in a food kitchen, leave your job, give up everything, just like in the Bible says, give it all up. And they're like, well, that was to the rich man, though. God doesn't want you to starve your family, because his wife is pregnant. She's 2 months out. She's the one that came to them.
Yes.
And Kristen is quoting Jesus. And
yeah, she sure was.
Jesus doesn't want you to starve. In the meantime, Monsignor wants them to call Leland. For what? we got enough problems.
And they've got to push the exorcism back.
Yes.
And when they call Leland is with Cheryl.
Oh, God, this is great.
They are cake testing for the wedding.
Yes. Leland's very put off by the postponement. So Dave's like, we'll be sending you spiritual exercises to do in the meantime. Keep your strength up or whatever. So Leland goes back to the cake tester where he has this great moment of thinking he's going to tear this woman's eyeballs out, but it's just, wish fulfillment,
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then Cheryl's like, well, we can reschedule. You can go. And he's like, no, because we're not getting married. And it's just brutal. Because he's like, I was just using you to hurt your daughter while she's hurt. So we're done.
Yep.
He could say something about her dried up vagina or something.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
You don't know how much pain this has caused me having to go through all this with you. And I'm just like, oh, wow.
And Cheryl's just looking at him. Doesn't cry. No quivering lips. She just looks at him like, this motherfucker, are you for real?
It's very nasty.
It's hilarious. You've already gotten yourself in your position where you're asking favors of Kristen.
Yes.
Now, why are you burning this bridge too? You don't have to, Leland.
Yeah.
You might need her. Keep her in your pocket. We'll see how that turns out. Okay, so we go to Raymond Strand's house. He's got this entire room. It looks like it was designed to be an attic, but it's completely finished. And he's sketching this vision of this thing all over this room.
Yeah, huge angels.
This thing looks like, I know you've seen the movie, but I don't know if you remember this part. The Empty Man. At the very beginning of The Empty Man, this guy falls into a cave and he discovers this creature there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got its hands crossed over his chest, and that's what this thing reminds me of.
Oh.
It's all this same visual language. And this guy, Raymond's like, they're trying to get him to come and so they can talk. He's like, I'm the Lord's instrument. I can't leave until we complete the work. And then he whispers to David, help, he's coming for me.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
This guy is haunted, man. The look in his eyes, man.
Yeah, it's totally empty.
And so they bring all this information back to the Monsignor, and they're like, look, one of two things. This guy has had a complete psychological break, or this is a demonic obsession. I guess we got to figure it out, huh? You figure it out, right?
Guess
That's
so.
your job, literally. That's literally your job. So David's running, and he's talking on the phone with Ben they're talking about Kristen. Should we worry about Kristen? Like, don't worry about Kristen. Kristen's going to be okay. And he gets in his room, and the angel is in his room.
Yes.
And puts down a bowl. So if you are familiar with the book of Revelation, Angels leaving bowls around is a bad thing. Like, I mean, a bad thing in the sense that it means that the end is very near, right? And David understands this immediately, right? He passes out because he's overwhelmed by this vision. He comes to, and some old nun is mopping around him. This woman is Sister Andrea, played by Andrea Martin. We love her.
Yes, we do.
And she tells him, don't use pain. You'll hurt yourself and it won't get you anywhere. He's like, What?
And then she walks out.
Yep.
She's gone.
Gone. So now we understand the stuff he was doing to hurt his wound. We understand what that was. He was inducing pain to try to have these visions.
Yes.
So he finds her again. She's practicing the piano. And she tells him, if you want to talk to God, you should pray. You're trying to force God to talk to you.
Yes.
That's a different thing. He's telling her, well, I'm trying to help somebody with a diabolical influence. And she gives him a metronome, which is good. Like, so that'll help you kind of like focus, and you can get your body rhythm into rhythm with the metronome, and it kind of focuses your thought. This is what you do. You don't keep re-injuring your stab wound.
Yeah, I'm totally going to try that.
Yeah. So Ben always falls back onto his skepticism to points of ridiculousness. Mm-hmm. This is not one of those. He's like, okay, I'm going to look up lucid dreaming because of this experience with the succubus. He's spying on Leland. He's looking up lucid dreaming. I don't know this language that Leland is typing in.
It almost looks like Arabic or something.
It doesn't look like Arabic either. I don't know what it was. Ben did not seem to know what it was either.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. But anyway, he starts going to the window and raising his arms, and then he looks very upset. It's very strange. It's like, you get the vibe that he knows Ben is watching.
Yeah, you do.
But Leland, while he's doing this, all of a sudden he turns around, and we kind of get this cross shot where we were watching from Ben's perspective, and then we kind of switched to Leland's perspective, and he looks in the panel where they had found the sigil map, and he had a little red string mounted there, and it had moved. So that's like, oh, somebody was messing with my stuff. So he calls Cheryl in for lunch, and she's like, okay, what do you want to talk about? She's being very polite.
Yes, she is.
And he's like,
why can't you keep your fucking old mouth shut? Why'd you have to tell your daughter?
You're a walking ball of neediness.
Yes. How did it feel when you had to crawl back to Kristen?
Oh, but no, Cheryl, she rocks his ass like twice. She just hauls back, and she's like, don't you dare threaten me. Okay, I need you to know the first time I saw this show, the first time I watched it, and she uttered this line, I was shook. And I am still shook because I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, back all the way up. What's going on? She slaps the fuck out of him, and then she said, do you know how many demons I dated before you? Ma'am? What? How many demons are just walking around on the dating scene? What's going on here?
She must be big time demon.
We are never, ever, 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 ever clear about what the fuck Cheryl's deal is. But Kristen was raised Catholic, right? Was she just pretending to be Catholic? What's going on?
No, we never know.
But seeing Leland get rocked like that was the best part. Yeah, that was definitely great. So he's back in confession practice. Raymond is now in the hospital because he saved a family from a burning car.
Yes.
Like straight up lifted up the burning car.
Got the family out.
So got a lot going on. So there's a friend of Mira's at the hospital, another detective. Now she's taking over the LaRue case because Mira feels like there's a conflict there. Yeah, because you were writing a fucking book about it, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ben is there because when this woman is telling Kristen, I'm going to need to talk to you just for background, and Ben's just kind of
he's just looking at her.
So this thing with Raymond Strand, his wife is upset because she's like, I mean, I know he did a good thing, but he fucking just left me in the middle of the highway. Yeah. He just stopped the car in the middle of the highway and left his pregnant wife in there and went and got. That's not ideal. No,
not at all.
Raymond, his position is not that he did this thing. It was that the Archangel Michael acted through him. And he knows that the angel visited David and that David saw the second bowl.
Yes.
I think Raymond saw it as well. So David is in his room with Sister Andrew's metronome. And this is where we start talking about the significance of the bowls in Revelation. The second bowl is God's penance, the flood, when God realized that Noah and his family were the only vaguely righteous people on the planet. So we're just going to start over. We're going to wipe it all out and start over. Except this would be a devastating weapon. And fortuitously, they're showing us footage. I mean, this season aired in 2021, but they're showing us footage from when the first news items about coronavirus started coming out of Wuhan. It's the implication that the second bowl, God's penance, would possibly take the form of a plague. So, Kristen and Raymond has no history of bipolar disorder, but it's unclear, like, is he Raymond now or is he Michael?
Yeah.
There's a little back and forth, but it seems mostly like he's been completely taken over.
Yeah.
And I think this is a thing you see Ben do a lot, and I don't know how he gets away with it, because Kristen and David will be talking to a person, and Ben will kind of walk around behind them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if I'm in a room with 2 or 3 people, and one of them starts walking behind me, I'm like, no, what the fuck? No, I'm going to go stand by a wall or something, you know. But there's a little spot on the back of Raymond's ear. It's not as tan as the rest of him.
Yeah.
So Ben's like, what's that? David is still on about the second bowl, and he's talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, and because he's going back and forth with Raymond about if the second bowl's got penance, if there was a righteous person, then God would not do this, right? Right, because that was the point of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
If there had been one righteous person there, God would not have destroyed the city. Raymond's being very casual about it. He's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, everybody sucks. I guess that's it. You know? But Ben researches this weird little patch. The kind of work that Raymond does, I guess he's in construction. He does the high-rise cranes and stuff. And they said for guys that do that kind of work, there's scopolamine patches that help with vertigo.
And they put them right behind the ear.
Yeah. And so the problem with that is that you have to change it out every 3 days. And if you don't, it can cause symptoms like hallucinations. So they said, well, the one way we could tell if that was the problem was like, you know, he's been off the job for however many days, so the symptoms should start resolving after such amount of time, because the stuff will be out of his system. So in the meantime, Kristen's at home. This new friend of Mira's shows up, and she immediately, like, somebody knocks on the door, hide the axe, like, shut the door with it. You know?
But the cop tells her she just came to talk to her. She was questioning Strand. Something just seemed weird, and she wanted to talk to Kristen about it to see if he had said anything to Kristen.
Well, she looked at the video.
Yes.
There was a video of the traffic situation where he had lifted up the car, and he got everybody in the family out, except for the last person was the uncle. It was like a mother, or husband and wife, and daughter, and then an uncle. And he got them all out except their uncle. And on the video, he just sat there, held the car up, but just sat there and watched this guy burn for a full minute before he got him out. And so she tells Ben and David, now, if this is psychotic, whatever this is getting dangerous now. And they confront Raymond about it. And yeah, it's clear that he believes he's fully Angel Michael now.
Yeah.
And he said, I did what was required. He was basically to give this man a moment of hell to renounce his sins. Comes out that he's been abusing the niece.
Yes.
Which they confirm.
Yes.
So this guy said, well, I guess the ideal is purgatory. Punish him now a little bit. He renounces his sins.
And now he can't do it again.
He can't do it again. Yeah. They're doing a lot of talking around what Kristen did with LaRue. David starts quoting Thomas Aquinas, and they're talking about just war. And Kristen says, well, what about if you kill a killer to stop a killer? Is killing to stop a killer, is that okay? And David's like, well, if it's proportional, like, okay, all right, I'm killing. I'm not like maiming them. I'm killing them. We're not talking about degrees of dead. I'm definitely killing the person, you know, like, oh, it's proportional. Yeah. What are you talking about if it's proportional?
Yeah. Ben, of course, perked up when this started because he's looking at her and listening to her, and he knows the secret. Yeah. But David does not.
No, David doesn't. But anyway, so Ashley Strand shows up. Her husband has gone full biblical. He's taken away her makeup, her clothes, won't let her go back to work. And she's like, I got to work because he's not working. We need money. Like, somebody's got to work. But she doesn't want to leave him because she's afraid if she leaves him, that'll push him over the edge.
Yep.
So they're like, let's see what we can figure out. In the meantime, Leland went to his office.
Oh, that's great.
And Cheryl had written, "Die, you stupid fuck," in blood on his walls. And we know
it was "Die, you stupid pig fuck."
Die, you stupid pig fuck. We know it was blood because he tasted it.
Yeah.
And when he goes to her apartment, and he's like, "Where'd you get that blood? It tasted like you. It tasted like your blood."
Yeah.
But he brings her a bottle of scotch, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And she takes it, and she unscrews it, and she pours a bunch of it out on his feet.
Yep.
And then she takes the rest, and she goes back to her apartment, and she's like, "This is not happening. You're trying to neutralize me, and it is not going to happen."
Yeah, he calls her a bitch.
And she just kind of smiles like, "Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
I know." So they go back to the Monsignor with David, Ben, and Kristen. They're insistent like his behavior is consistent with a psychotic break. The symptoms the wife has described now that she has come to them seems like a psychotic break. And David's like, "I don't want to do an exorcism because I don't know what it is. Maybe it is an angel, but I don't know. I don't know that it's a demon." An exorcism is a answer to a specific problem, know. Now they're in a pickle. David has to get talked to because of his seminary work. And they're like, "We know you have this other important work to do, right? So we're going to try to like make it so you get this this practical experience in this coursework area,
Yeah, we'll pass you.
Yeah.
You just have to do this one thing.
Which is to take Leland's confession. Even though, because David is not ordained, there would not be a reconciliation.
Yes.
I'm like, all right, this is going to be fun. Can't wait for this one.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they go to the Strand's house. It looked at me at first like it doesn't look like anybody ever lived here.
Yeah.
But they find this room, that room at the top, and there's Raymond there, but nobody else is there. And they're calling for Ashley, and she doesn't answer. And he turns and he points over the other side of the room. And he's like, she turned her back instead of trusting God, just like Lot's wife. And they turn around. There's just a pile of what we should take because of the reference to Lot's wife is a pile of salt.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, first of all, that's a lot of salt for one person.
I thought so too.
I mean, that's a couple people worth of salt there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Jeez, that's stuck in my head, though. Did he just get some salt from somewhere?
Or is she gone?
They leave us without telling us. I hated it. I mean, I liked the scene. I love this episode. I love that scene and the imagery and everything. But I'm like, are we getting no answers here? Come on, guys. Ben, take out your little kit. Get a sample. Do something.
Let's check it out.
As great as that scene was, and it would have been a great closing scene, but we had an even better closing scene. Leland and Sister Andrea, they meet because Leland's coming in for his confession. And there is no fooling Sister Andrea. She's like, you smell.
Yep.
She knows exactly what he is.
Yeah.
Right away. She knows what's up, so this is what I was talking about, like, this character is going to be important. I mean, she's not doing a lot, but it's important because it actually gives us another perspective.
Yes, it does.
That these other three aren't giving us. But he goes into the confession with David, and as a person that grew up Catholic, and I remember that little act of contrition card that we had to memorize for our first confession, and he started reciting it, and I was having a flashback. I remember it. I haven't said it in 100 years, and I still remember it. But, he's going to mess with David. And then he admitted that he lusted over this woman, and you know where it's going. It's going to be Julia, and it is. It's Julia. And it's all about he saw how Julia was getting sicker, and she confessed to Leland that she felt like she was a burden during her illness. And they're sitting back to back because they're not in a confessional. It's a great scene.
It is.
And you just see David's got this rosary in his hand, and he's just death gripping it the longer that Leland goes on.
Yeah.
And then he finishes, and Leland just this really long silence when David tells him 5 Hail Marys and 2 Our Fathers.
And gets up and starts walking out.
And Leland's like, huh? Seriously? That's it? Like, I mean, but that's usually what you say after a confession. You're like, 5 minutes worth of prayers, you're fine.
You're good.
You're good. And David does the worst thing he could do, and he just said, God forgives you.
Yeah.
I mean, Leland's shook, man. Leland's like, well, I don't want God to forgive me. Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
He knows that's not what Leland wants to hear on several levels. That's not what Leland wants to hear. Sister Andrea is going to help him.
Yeah, he walks back into his room and she's there looking at the map.
Yeah.
And tells him, I'll help you.
Yeah. Which is good. She will be helpful.
Yes, she will.
Be. I love Andrea Martin in general. I love her in this role.
I do too. She's really good.
Yeah. A great episode. I love this episode. I liked everything. I mean, the conspiracy arc is good. All the stuff with Leland and Cheryl, all that stuff is good. But the core story with the angel, it was great. It was really well done. I like the imagery. I like that final shot of the pile of salt, even though they don't explain it.
Yeah.
Stuff with the bowls and the plague. Different shows chose to handle addressing COVID in different ways. And I think this was probably one of the better ones. You know?
Yeah.
They're like, well, we might as well write it into the conspiracy. And I think maybe because I like the empty man and the angel reminded me so much of that. There's so much media that uses the book of Revelation and uses the idea of biblical angels. This whole idea that if you actually came face to face, because we have this popular vision of angels and they're rosy cheeked and sweet. But if you actually read the Bible, angels are terrifying.
Yeah.
They always start off with, be not afraid. Like, it's okay. Because they're terrifying. They're powerful.
Yeah.
And it uses that idea of the biblical angels and Revelation in a interesting way. You know, in a way I think, again, a lot of people use this imagery. At this point in human history, it's hard to do anything interesting with it. And they do something interesting with it, and they do it well. I liked it.
Yes. I liked it a lot. This was a really good episode. I liked the introduction to Sister Andrea.
Yeah.
I like the fact that David finally did not let Leland get to him.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we're seeing a different side of Kristen.
I like this side of Kristen. There's like a little spark there, you know?
Yeah, there is. There is.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in this episode. There's so much going on. I think it's done so well because there's so much going on, but it all flows into each other naturally.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like chaos.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel crammed.
Yeah. It just feels like the natural flow of the story.
Yep.
If anything ever disrupts the flow, it's usually the girls, and even they didn't do that this time.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't. They had a moment, but they didn't disrupt it.
Yeah. It was great because, like, we got that great scene in the dentist office while she was on the phone.
Oh, Lexi.
With her vampire teeth. We still don't ever learn a lot about Kristen's father, but we do know that Cheryl has dated demons in the past, apparently. Is that why Lexi has vampire teeth now? I mean,
who knows?
Who knows? Great episode, though. Great episode. I'd probably rank it up there as one of my favorites of the series. How about you?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I really like the way they portrayed the angel. I mean, it looked really good. It didn't look fake at all. I like the new way they're taking Kristen in. I really do like that. And it's good to see Leland getting what he deserves.
It is good to see Leland getting it.
Slaps and everything else.
Just, you smell.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, that's great, though, because I really appreciate that we have somebody fighting this battle on a completely different plane than everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
And we'll see more of that from Sister Andrea. It's good stuff. Yeah. I like it. All right, great. I don't have anything else, do you?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so we will continue next week with episode 3, going back to our pop-up books. I know when the show was on, I kept talking about I definitely got to get a hold of one of these pop-up books. I know they sell them. But anyway, in the meantime, join us for episode 3 next week. You can also join us on our other podcasts, Deconstructing the Dark Passenger, which is a podcast about all things Dexter, or Outside Food and Drink, which is our movie podcast in February. Of course, we're doing My Bloody Valentines, both of them. We're doing Valentine, and we're doing When Harry Met Sally, of course, the terrifying classic, Harry Met Sally. Harry Met Sally we'll be doing at the end of February because we'll be going into March and we'll be paying tribute to Rob Reiner in March. So that's why we're doing Harry Met Sally at the end of February.
Yes. My choice.
Yes. Well, I like Mazzoli. When Harry Mazzoli too. It's not my favorite Rob Reiner movie, but I do like it. Anyway, so until next week.
Later.
Later.